First time wearing garden boots. It's like March 7th, I think. First time getting into the garden shed. This used to be, we think, like a smokehouse or a meat hanging house. Now it just holds a bunch of gardening tools, and this is like as clean as it gets. Looks like we had a little mouse friend over the winter. That's fine with me. These little sunflower seeds. I'm looking for a certain tool. Let's see. Donnie hung up, maybe up there. Donnie hung up a bunch of this stuff, but I can't reach it. So I'll have to find my little clippers. I'm trying to cut down the asparagus from last year. Oh yeah, they really had a heyday in here. Fun. Could have been mice or squirrels or chipmunks. All right, I gotta find that tool. It took me like 20 minutes to find these. Esther actually found them. They were with some craft supplies. So now it's time to go take down the asparagus. This is where the garlic is all planted. It's not all garlic. There's definitely some grass that's seeded in here, but this is garlic. So at some point I may have to come through and clip the grass back around the garlic. Ooh, let's move that. It's a little too much. But it's looking good. There's a lot of garlic that's popping up. So it survived the winter. This is kind of a place of desolation. This is the garden. It's rough, really rough. It looks really bad. This is ready for something. So we prepared all of this for garlic and we didn't need it. So we stopped right here. So this can all be onions. And I just bought onion sets today for super cheap at this place called Rural King that we have up here. And then here is the asparagus. So you're supposed to let it get old and woody like this before you cut it back. Maybe not this woody, but as long as it's green, you want it to stay in the ground. And now I can cut it all back and make room for this year's asparagus. And there it is, our very small but abundant asparagus patch. It goes from about right there to about right there, this little rectangle. At some point I am going to move it because when it turns into a fern, it does shade part of the garden, and I'll probably put it on the outside somewhere on the edge. But for now, it's growing really well. I'll probably move half of it one year and half of it another year so that I don't miss out on production. I kind of dabbled in onions from seed last year, and most of them didn't get very big. So we did eat some, but I was able to leave some of them in the ground for this year, and they're coming back. Here's one. Here's one. Now, I have no idea what type of onion these all are, but they'll either turn into a nice big onion that I can eat this year, or they'll grow a flower stalk and make seeds. So that should be fun. Eli's got the keen eye. Look at this. He just discovered this shoot right here of asparagus. It's so early. Last year it was like mid-April, and right now it's early March. I can't believe this is possible, but I'll take it.
One piece?
Wow. Yeah, I know. We'll have to watch it and keep coming out here. I didn't realize it was time yet. It's nuts. It's been a really mild winter, so I don't really know when anything is happening. Sometimes in the excitement of planting lots and lots of things, you can actually get ahead of yourself and buy too much or misplace something. There was a time between autumn and winter, and I wasn't really sure if I had more time, and I just put some things away for a couple of days, and then I never went back to them. And I thought for sure they were gone. So I have some tulips, Darwin hybrid, which are actually really good. They will come back. In certain places, they'll come back year after year. And I thought for sure they had rotted because the year before, they did rot. And these are sprouting. So I think I'm gonna go find a place where I can plant them because I'm feeling like I get a second chance. Now, will they make tulips this year? I don't know. It's pretty late. You're supposed to plant these in October or November, December or January at the very latest, if you can even get into the ground. So I have like a whole bag right here. I thought I had wasted all that money and maybe I get a second chance. This is right next to our front porch. So you can see there's some tulips over there. We have poppies coming in over here. Maybe a couple of little daffodils actually, but there's a bare spot. So I'm gonna put these right there. The first ones. Looks like a couple of them I probably did lose. This one doesn't have a sprout. This one doesn't have a sprout, but most of them look great. And so it said about 5 inches down. This soil is like heaven to dig in. This is where there was a pumpkin plant here last year. And so it's really soft and fertile. This is the first time I've touched soil. Oh my gosh, I missed it. Get this weed out of here. All right, we're ready. Let's hope the deer don't come by for a snack. I'm wondering later, this is a red mix tulip Darwin hybrid red mix. And that's right next to the front door. This spot next to the shed, these are for starting seeds. I'm gonna move these in the shed because I have not started seeds this year yet, and I might not. So I'll just stop making myself feel guilty by looking at those and put them away. Gosh, this door is like 100 years old. Okay, this next clip is for my Texas friends. We have clay in Texas and it's so hard to dig a hole. I want you to see this. This is like one of my favorite things about gardening in Indiana. It just goes right in. Look at that. Dig that hole in about 5 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna put all the rest of these in this hole. So I've got this purple mix and red mix. I love these two sets of colors together. I'm just gonna put them all here, almost touching each other. So this is actually what I was expecting with all of them. There's definitely some rot here. So I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens. How about, let's say I'm hopeful. But I did see some coming up that I planted last year, so that's really exciting. And I think I'll give them just a little bit of extra attention by turning them. Like this one has a lot of green, powdery, mildew looking stuff on it, but it's not mushy yet. So did I save it? I don't know. I think I stressed myself out last year by trying to pull up some things and save them in the house over winter. And I think I just tried to do too much. I got overwhelmed. That is a common theme in my life. Because I want to do everything, but I don't have the energy to do everything. There was a tomato here last year, a big, giant cherry tomato on a trellis that I built, or like a teepee. In fact, what does this say? I can't read it. All right, tulips planted. Okay, now this one I'm really ashamed of. These are daffodils that I ordered last year from a wonderful company called Color Blends. A friend of mine and I went in together, and I got so many daffodils. It's March, y'all. These should have been in the ground so long ago, but I'm pinching them, and tons of them feel firm, and there's even some sprouts. So I guess I'm gonna plant them. These look ceremonial in a way. Anyway, these are the daffodils. Daffodils are a really good deterrent to burrowing creatures because they don't like the smell or the taste of them. Deer don't like the taste of them. So my plan was to plant them in a ring, touching. That's what my orchard book said to do. It seems way too close. But what they'll do is they'll spread out this way, hopefully. And over time, maybe they'll fill in some of this orchard. But I didn't plant them deep enough because I couldn't get very deep right here. But I'm just gonna pile this up, the dirt back on it. There was a little sod. So you wanna plant them about a foot away from your trunk and then about 6 inches deep. So we'll be adding some mulch to the top of these. Put my sod upside down. Some of them look like they could grow, maybe next year, maybe this year. And some of them feel pretty dried out and not great. But I figured since they weren't completely mushy, it was worth a try. So I'll just cover this up and move on to the next one. Well, I got 2 of them done. There's a ring of daffodils around that one, and there's a ring of daffodils around that one. I started moving the mulch away from this one, and I'm like, I am pooped. So I think I can probably do 2 more trees. It's gonna take a lot more daffodils than I hoped. But, you know, I can take years to fill this up. So I think I'll wait until I have another free day. The sun is going down, and I gotta make dinner. So this was it. This was the first day back in the garden. I didn't even know it was coming up today. I went to Rural King, and there were the onions and the potatoes ready to purchase and a bunch of fruit trees ready to purchase. And I was like, oh my gosh, it is time. I'm happy to be back. And if you're here, I hope you'll go to the comment section and say hello. It's really encouraging when you do that. I'll see you guys next time.